Self-delusion in relationships. Are you a victim of self-delusion? Who am I talking to? Who is the victim of self-delusion? If you exist in a relationship with another, yet you feel that you have control over someone else that the Creator made, then I'm talking to you. Your delusion began a long time before you met this person. Somehow, the lessons that you gathered have brought you to a false view of yourself in relation to others. You could be someone who was attractive all your life, so you received a type of attention that went to your head in the way that you feel superior over others. Conceit has crept in. This likely results due to some past trauma that reduced you to your core, made you feel as if you were nothing. So when you healed from that and started getting attention, you had a choice to make. And this choice was dependent on how you healed from the past trauma. You could have the mindset that all things, good and bad, ugly, serve as a classroom with valuable lessons to be assimilated. And your contemplations of the event in this light bring you to a place of peace. Or you could have resentment that God allowed this nasty, hurtful, awful tragedy to occur in your life. You then developed apathy and became cold. Here, your choice was to grow and learn in positivity or stagnate in negativity and apathy. Which did you choose? We can equate positivity with the light and negativity with the dark. If you chose to keep the light on, then you were looking to the Creator. In time, after suffering or whatever, you chose to see the things from a broader perspective. That Creator light source within you brought you to a place where you would be able to receive answers on why. And so there was a resolution, an enlightenment on these issues that you were able to grow from. What don't kill you makes you stronger. That's what they say. And it's true. If you chose the path of darkness, apathy, the view of life from selfish point of view, then the answers which came were those which come from having a limited view. So life has taught you in this circumstance to be hard, to not be soft and vulnerable, to show no emotion, to be selfish, to look out for self because nobody else will. Hurt someone for they hurt you. Wasn't nobody there talking about God and spirituality? Where was God when I got raped? Where was God when those people backstabbed me? Time goes on. You steep in this toxic mindset while the ensuing drama that started it dips into the forgotten but not forgotten zone, the subconscious. So now things are better because in life things change, seasons change. Time's gone by. You've grown up. Now you're getting attention. You looking good. You glowing up. Your pockets is much more better. How you feel about it? Now that you're good, what is your focus to others around you? How has the past influenced how you feel about yourself in relation to others? If you've allowed that tragedy to break you into selfishness, then in relation to others you only see self. There is only a consideration of how what someone does makes you feel. Your mind is not yet expanded to include a view of the whole or another perspective outside yourself or your person. You haven't considered the effects of your past karma on your tragedies of today, nor of how these tragedies of today will shape your tomorrow. Whereas if your tragedy had brought you into a mindset of looking at it from a broad perspective, then you'd still be in the light as it regards to the sight of self in relation to other people. Read light as God. What did you do with your tragedy? Did you give it to God and allow God to heal you, teach you, and grow you from it? Or did you turn from the divine to its opposite inside of you, Apep, the darkness, Set, Shaitan, the devil? If you allow God to teach you, then your tragedy did what it was supposed to do. It forced you into a view of life seen from a broad perspective. It drew you into places of wisdom and enlightenment. It introduced you to people who became your teachers of light, etc. It gave you wisdom that you could share with others. Now you're respected and loved for the light that you spread in your mission to help others. If you let your tragedy draw you in the darkness of a selfish outlook, then you became the type of person who only sees things from your person. You became selfish as a defensive mechanism because you were drawn into that thought by the darkness that you cultivated. You became the type that is envious of others. You can't give a compliment because you can't feel good seeing others progress. You became the type that is envious and jealous of others because God, as far as you see it, gave them a better way than what he gave you. You're not the type of individual who can give a sincere compliment to someone. You're not trying to manipulate or love bomb. You're not big enough to do that. Too many insecurities to be giving away compliments. Selfishness is immaturity. You now have the mindset of a child. A child doesn't know the why behind things because they can't see beyond their nose. So you've lived life up to now, and despite your good looks, your money, your fame, your cars, your homes, your tragedy has made you a selfish person. You're a jealous person. You're insincere. You're an insecure person. A narcissist. A dark person who deep down inside is still mad at God for the classroom he gave you, which looked like a tragedy, but could have grown you into the great person had you made the right choice between healing via the light of God or masking the pain in the darkness of ego. Now you have a relationship. A relationship is a place of mutual spiritual support. You support each other's spirit. You're not equipped with the ability for support of another in other than superficial ways. You love bomb. Some of y'all think that relationship is only about sex. You create a sexual bond, which is great. You never come across that classroom on the light path which shows you that sex is just the icing on the relationship cake. It's not the meal. The meal is caring for each other, right? The sharing with each other, the building of loyalty for each other, the respect and responsibility you have for one another, and through which you together face the world. You miss the classrooms that teach integrity. What do you look like walking this planet? Shout out to the sister, I don't know her name, from Sun, Moon, and Stars Intuitive Tarot, right? Sister always kicks it. She be like, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the mothership. No, that sister, you know, I mean, she says something that I always feel to my core when she says it, and it's so important. She says, you know, I'd like to thank you for your positivity, you know, thank you for your, you know, your subscribes and all that. And she says, thank you for the way you show up in the planet. She says, thank you for the positive way you show up in the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's deep. You know, how do you show up when someone is looking in the planet? Right? How do you show up in the planet when someone is looking? How do you show up in the world to God or even to a diviner? Integrity means that you operate through your will. There are some things that you will not play with. Some things that you, because of who you will yourself to be, must say no to. You demand respect from others, or they'll be just left to miss you. You don't settle for someone's falseness, trickery, and BS. Integrity is where you are real to and with yourself first, so is readily perceived by others who look at you. I just walked you through one of the pathways that could lead a person into self-delusion, a false view of themselves in relation to others. It's not the only path. You know, you could have grown up with a silver spoon in your mouth, or with parents who gave you a false sense of self in relation to others through spoiling you. Now you're selfish, self-absorbed, self-entitled, you're arrogant, you're conscienceless and dark. You probably cry when you're by yourself because you don't keep it real with self. and you don't keep it real with others. So to your partner, you don't show real support, but rather exist in jealousy and envy if they have more than you or are more advanced in some way. You live in a state of competition with your mate and with others that you meet. No matter how you became deluded, either way, there will be a tower moment from that falseness. Which path did you take for your healing and correction? Did you turn to the God within and get the path of light? Or did you turn to the darkness of the selfish outlook? Did you look to a broad picture for the answer? Or did you look to a selfish picture and learn false things as coping mechanisms? In the Osirian tradition, the ego is Set, which is what eventually became the devil. If you are in service of the ego, then unbeknownst to you, you are in service of the devil within. We learn from ancient Kemet that the voice of conscience that we hear when we're doing wrong is Osir, the dormant indwelling intelligence, the divinity, God, that is always there. Remember, Amen means hidden. As long as God is Amen hidden within, nothing you do or think is hidden. Have you cultivated the practice of ignoring the voice of God within? If you don't have a conscience, a sense of what is right and wrong, you need to steer clear of relationship. Don't just exist as a harsh classroom for those you meet along life. A karmic, as we say in the tarot world, who is just unthinking, does shit just to sow bad karma. We come here to grow, seek spiritual answers and solution to your worldly problems. Uplift your highest nature, grow the God within. Don't get caught up in the world and exalt your ego. This is your lowest nectar.